Hello everyone, Alicia here with another lightened up, Weight Watcher friendly recipe. And today's recipe is a viewer suggestion. One of my longtime viewers, Tanya, suggested that I try and make a copycat version of Chili's loaded baked potato soup. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I looked around at several different copycat recipes I saw online. I found one that sounds really good that I'm gonna lighten up. As always, I love it when you guys send me requests or suggestions. And if you wanna do that, feel free to either leave me a comment in the comments section below, or you can also send me a message on Instagram or email me. But let's jump into this one real quick, and I will start by going over the ingredients. So first off, you're gonna need some instant potatoes, 1.5 cups of them. I'm just using these Kroger brand. And then here I've got 2 medium yellow potatoes that I just baked in the oven. And I weighed these and they're coming in at 10 ounces. Here I've got a large sweet onion that I've chopped up. I think the recipe is calling for 1 cup. This is obviously more than 1 cup, but we love onions, so I'm gonna be using a large. You don't have to use that much if you don't want to. I'm gonna be putting about 2 teaspoons of minced garlic into this. And then back here, I'm gonna be using 1.5 cups of this fat-free half and half. Here is 2 cups of cold water, and then here is 4 cups of fat-free chicken broth. I'm gonna be using 2 tablespoons of this Brummel and Brown made with real yogurt butter spread. And here I've got 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And then this one, I've got 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. For seasoning, you're gonna need some dried basil, 1/2 teaspoon, and then some dried thyme, 1/8 teaspoon, some freshly cracked black pepper. And then finally for the soup, you're gonna need 1/3 cup reduced fat sharp cheddar cheese. I'm using this Kroger brand, I like it a lot. You're gonna use 1/3 for the soup itself and then 1/3 for topping of the soup. So 2/3 cup total. And speaking of topping, I've got some green onions or scallions chopped up here. And then here is 4 pieces of bacon that I've just kind of cooked and chopped up. And that is everything that you're gonna need to make this, so let me get it started. So to start off here, I've got a pretty good sized pot. This is 5.5 quarts. And on a medium-high heat, I'm gonna add in my 2 tablespoons of Brummel and Brown and my onions. And I'm gonna just cook this all together in here until those onions start to become translucent. Now I'm gonna add in a couple teaspoons of garlic. I'm gonna let that cook in there for about a minute. While that garlic is cooking in there, I'm gonna take my water, my 2 cups cold water. I'm gonna add my cornstarch in, and I'm gonna mix that all together. And set that aside. Now I'm gonna add in my 2 tablespoons of flour, and I'm gonna stir that in for about a minute or so. And now I'm gonna add in my chicken broth, my cornstarch water, 1.5 cups of those instant potatoes, 1/2 teaspoon basil, and 1/8 teaspoon thyme. And I'm gonna just stir all this together really well. And then on medium-high heat, I'm gonna just keep stirring this until I bring it to a boil. And then once I reach a boil, I'm gonna turn down my heat to low and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. But I forgot my black pepper. I'm gonna add this in real quick. And whisk that in. And again, I'm gonna just bring this to a boil. And then at that point, let it simmer for 5 minutes. While my soup is simmering, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my potatoes in half. And then I'm gonna just kind of cut them in their skin. So now these are ready to scoop out when I need to add them. I've let this simmer for the last 5 minutes or so, and it is looking pretty thick. Now I'm gonna add in my baked potatoes. And I definitely overcooked my baked potatoes. I got sidetracked and they cooked a little longer than they should have. But I figured since they're going in a soup, it's probably okay. So I'm gonna get the rest of these in here. Now I'm gonna add in my 1.5 cups of half and half, or fat-free half and half, and 1/3 cup of that cheese. And now I'm gonna just mix all this together. And it says to increase the heat back up again, so I'm gonna increase it to medium-high again. Bring this to a boil again, and then once it comes to a boil, drop the heat back down to low and let it simmer for 12 to 15 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring this to a boil, drop my heat down to low, and let it simmer for about 12-15 minutes, and then I will be back. You let this simmer for 12 minutes, and I'm gonna call that good. So now what I'm gonna do is measure this out and figure out what a serving size will be. I measured this out and I got just over 9 cups total. So I factored this in at a cup or a heaping cup per serving, which is going to be 5 points. That does include the toppings that I have on there as well, which is about half a tablespoon of that cheese, a little bit of scallions, and probably a little less than half a tablespoon of the bacon. But again, altogether, 5 points for this, which I don't think is bad at all for a potato soup. We're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna mix this all together so that we can get a little bit of the toppings in there. It smells really good, huh? Mm-hmm. My stomach just growled at the smell. It smells really good. Okay. Ooh. It's really thick. Let me show that really quick, actually.
You just pulled that right out of
I did. I pulled that right out of your hand. I don't know if that's picking up, but very, very thick. Okay, ready? Sorry.
I love how you just take the little daintiest little bit. Like that's gonna...
That's good. Now.
It's really good.
I don't know if it tastes like the Chili's loaded. Have you had Chili's loaded baked potato soup? We keep getting people recommending things that we haven't tried before, so.
I think I've only been to Chili's maybe twice in my life.
That's actually kind of fun though, because we don't go out to eat that much. I think that's why we haven't tried most of this stuff that gets recommended or requested. I gotta try another.
There's Chili's around here.
I don't know that there is. I gotta try another bite. That's good.
Little itty bitty, little dainty petite.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know what's the
makes it good.
What makes it good?
The green onion.
There's a primary or a flavor that's really popping in that. Can you put your finger on what that is? Is it just the? It has instant mashed potatoes and regular.
It's got a potato-y.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just a
real potato-y.
Real potato taste, which is a potato soup. So I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But I can taste all the other stuff in it too. But yeah, really good. So thank you to Tanya for suggesting this one. Definitely good. One we'll make again, I assume.
Uh-huh.
Again, that is Chili's Copycat Loaded Baked Potato Soup. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.